Hello, welcome to the Red and Bad Book Club, week 7-ish. 7. I think it's week 7. Anyway, we read November this week. We are reading November this week. I'm not really sure. I've never been in a book club, but I think I will go with the present tense. This week we are reading November, which in fact for me, because I'm recording this last week, is in the future. It's next week, but it's this week when you guys are seeing this. I know, time travel, good times. Okay, November. This was a challenging episode to write in that it's depressing, I guess. I dislike the trope where people try an open relationship and then, either someone steps in and it's, one of the principals falls in love and goes away because open relationships are bad. Or, there's so many kind of cliches around it that I wanted to do something a little bit different. And I wanted to introduce a character who was not, I hate love triangles, hate them. Hate them. I blame Beverly Hills 90210 for this. There was an entire summer push thing, or maybe it was a sweeps push thing when I was young and impressionable, and it was about whether Dylan was going to choose Brenda or Kelly. Does anyone remember that at all? It was fucking obnoxious. It was everywhere. This was like the big goddamn deal. And really, Dylan wasn't a catch, so I didn't really understand, because he was a dick all the time to everyone. I still don't understand. He was supposed to have that bad boy thing going for him, I guess. But he was a dick. Kelly was okay, but Shallow and Brenda was just a psycho. So I didn't understand why I cared. And I definitely just would have preferred that entire season have none of that because it was really obnoxious to me. And part of it is, I don't really get it on a fundamental level. I don't understand. But it's like a really common thing, and I didn't want to write that because it's irritating to me, and I also didn't want to write that because apparently it's everywhere. Twilight was the same thing, right? I don't know, I didn't read it, but it's just really obnoxious. So I didn't want to write that. I didn't want to introduce a viable love interest into the Red and Bad dynamic because that just didn't work for me. And they love each other, so that's the story I'm telling. I'm not really telling, and I don't need that conflict. For me, doesn't ever go to who loves who more. That's not something I'm interested in. So I wanted to introduce a third party who was going to be the kind of experimental part of their open relationship. They're obviously interested in having an open relationship to the extent that when both of them are in the room, they can do things with other people. Aside from a kind of pissy, bitchy, kind of irritating, non-talking about it kind of way, they haven't really discussed if they want to have openness in the relationship when they're not together. I mean, it's been discussed and it's been ruled that that's okay, but no one really talked about it and discussed how that was going to work and what it was going to look like, which is open relationship faux pas, people. Open relationship faux pas. You gotta talk it out. So all of that is in my head, and then that's how we got Jerome, who's nobody's love interest. Well, maybe not nobody's, but not Red's love interest, and certainly not Bad's love interest, and doesn't really present himself that way, which again, I like, because I don't really get off on the whole, you should be with me thing, because I think that's really stupid. And I people really like it, and that's cool, but I roll my eyes, because I'm, not 12. Oh, burn! Sorry! I'm trying to respect other people's things. And, apparently I genuinely don't respect the love triangle. I just don't. Sorry. Sorry, love triangle fans. I don't get off on it. So in any event, here we are. We're in November. I will say this episode to me is all about the kind of yearning, and it's maybe this whole season is about that, but this episode is one of the episodes that I think I've already said this in a video, so maybe the last episode was also this, but it's one of those episodes where just, you try so fucking hard and you don't know if you should bring things up or if you should try to get over them, and all of the convenient ways of, getting into a discussion with the person that you love don't work. So I think that that's really fun to write because I don't know, I think I like fucking with people. The very end of this episode, where don't watch this if you haven't read it, where Bad says you're still my boy and checks in and wants to make sure that everyone is treating his boy just right, to me is I don't know, awesome. To me that's Bad all over. Like he is, okay with Red fucking whoever the fuck he wants. Like to him that's Red having power. That is Red walking into the spark and exerting his power on dominant men, and he gets off on that. Bad gets off on that. Totally gets off on that idea, as long as when Red comes home, he belongs entirely to Bad. So I think that's all fun, and there you have it. And then he goes, get your ass out of bed, we're going for a run, because he's like that. Oh, Bad. What are you gonna do? All right. So there you have it. That's me rambling for a really long time about this episode that I find personally kind of hard to read. I don't know. I'm processing. Also, I'm processing Beverly Hills 90210. Oh, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can't get that time back. You just can't. Okay. I hope that everyone is enjoying shit. December is going to be fun. And by fun, I mean, I wish you could read it right now. But no, next week. All right. Bye.